What's up everybody, welcome back to Altcoin Nexus and welcome to an update on ASI, or the Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, the merger of Fetch, AGIX and Ocean. Wanted to do a little bit of an update on that, what's going on right now, what do you need to know. And then I also wanted to talk about the project. Alright, ASI is launching probably somewhere in July, maybe August, because what we are waiting for is the conversion from Fetch to ASI, right? So right now we're at the stage where everything is conversing into Fetch. And the second stage still has to begin, and we don't know the date. We'll talk about that. That will probably be later, but in general I wanted to talk about whether this new project actually has potential and whether you should think about buying it, all right? So that's what we're going to do. So let's get right into it. We'll start with the situation right now. Alright, so like I said a little bit at the start as well, the situation right now is that it's that ASI and the merging projects are right now merging AGIX and Ocean into Fetch. Alright, so if you, I'll leave links down in the description for everything you need. What you need, for example, is a link where you can actually swap these tokens if you hold them in custody yourself. If you hold them on most exchanges, excluding Kraken and Coinbase right now, I believe, they will do it for you. All right, so like I said as well, check with the exchanges, but you can also do it yourself. If you go to the website, which I'll leave that down in the description, and then click take part in the token merger, then via Singularity DAO, which is one of the underlying projects, or at least it's one of the projects from Singularity Net, there you can merge them. All right, so if you have AGIX in your MetaMask wallet, you can get them to Fetch tokens right here. So that's phase one. That's what we are in right now. The date for the rest, so that would be a full conversion from Fetch to ASI. We still have to wait for that. I would say it probably is happening somewhere in July, but given how they've handled the deadline so far, it could be August as well. Doesn't really matter in the summer, whether it's July or August. It doesn't matter as long as before September it's done. But that also means that that Fetch is doing a mainnet upgrade, which could be some sort of a news event to look forward to in terms of the price. We don't know. But that's also when on CoinMarketCap, CryptoRank, etc., it will be fully rebranded to ASI. So we have to wait for that. I'll try to keep you updated on that, but that is the situation right now. And let's get into a little bit more of the interesting stuff, and that is whether you should actually potentially buy ASI. Alright, so for this I wanted to look at a couple of things, alright, and we mainly have to analyze, obviously, the project going into the ASI project. So that's Ocean, that's AGIX, and that's Fetch. And I have a lot of positive things to say, I have some negative things to say, so let's get started with that. Or let's get started with the positive things, and then the negative things will kind of sum up at the end, and then I'll give you my conclusion. But first of all of these projects have major backing. Alright, if you look at all of them, you can see Fetch, for example, has DWF Labs. AGIX has the least funding, but also has some major funds with Fundamental Labs and LDA. And then Ocean also has significant venture capitals and just in general funds backing them. Which is not always a good thing, but with older projects like this, it actually brings some more prestige, some more validity. And in the case of DWF Labs, it also brings great market making. So I would say that's a big positive, the backing. Now, apart from that, we also want some sort of positive price action in the past. And again, all of these score very good numbers, all right? We know that, and we'll get to the whole AI narrative stuff in a moment, but we know that all of these projects have rallied before, and therefore they have built huge communities. And there's also previous price action we can look at. Here you can see AGIX, for example. So this means something, all right? To see a crypto rally like this in the past, that means that there's either a market maker enabling this, or there's a huge community, or there's some sort of a more fundamental reason for this price action. This is all very positive, I would say. Even though we've been bearish basically since March, still the history of that rally is another positive outside of the backers. Now, what I think personally, even though it's a little bit of a meme, but what I personally still find very important as well is actual utility. And I've said this before, but I think when you talk about Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, and you talk about AI projects in general for crypto, I actually do think that this is the project with the most potential utility. Now, when we go over the utility out of all of these projects, Fetch mainly has Delta V. So The good thing about this is that they are actually building something and you can use it for stuff, right? To check the EV charger near you. The bad thing is, I think at least that this product at this point of time really does not add any more value. I can type this into Google as well. All right, I can Google a stock price. I can Google a holiday destination. If the product actually becomes better and it becomes faster, etc., because it's also quite slow, then it's great. But for now, I would say the utility that Fetch has, they're building something which is bullish in crypto already, because a lot of projects are not building anything, but it's not fully bullish yet, I would say, due to the utility. Now, the Ocean ecosystem is mainly a data ecosystem. It's being used. I couldn't really find statistics on the actual usage of their infrastructure, but it seems to be used by some relatively big projects and partners. So I would say this is a positive, but like I said, the information I could find on this was relatively limited. And the other project, SingularityNet or AGIX, I'm very, very bullish about. If you don't know SingularityNet, it's basically an ecosystem of projects, and they have some big projects like Rejuve AI, but also Cogito, which are all like these are all kind of under the umbrella of SingularityNet, and these are projects providing real utility. Which, if you want to know more about that, check that out. But this video is going to be too short to talk about that. So that's another positive. All right, this new project will probably provide some real utility. And then apart from that, personally, and that also kind of gets back to the price we've seen, I personally think that the AI narrative will still perform and will still do good in the future. All right. Now, there's so I would say that's a positive, and we have seen that these projects all react very positively to the AI narrative outside of other AI cryptos. We still have to see, though, and that's a bit of a negative to talk about that, whether the AI narrative actually comes back in the same strength that it came, for example, last year, but also this year. Because we have had some developments in AI in the last month or so, and AI projects haven't really performed that well. So that's a bit of a potential negative. And then apart from that, one of the big questions and one of the big things that I think we need to talk about as well is, why are they merging? All right, now we can look at this very positively and we can say, well, they're turning 3 great projects into 1 amazing project. That's true, could be true, but it could also be, that there maybe are some hidden things going on, that these projects on their own could not survive, for example, due to costs, I don't know, whatever, lack of revenue, so that they had to merge. And then I also think, and a lot of people agree with that the process of merging so far with the deadlines and with Coinbase, for example, hasn't been amazing. Now, I do want to, in conclusion, I want to say that all of these positives are much more positive than the negatives that there are. All right. Another negative that I wanted to talk about, for example, is the tokenomics. The fully diluted value right now, or the market cap for Fetch, has increased by quite a bit. Right, so the market cap right now is 3.2 billion, which means that I think the next real potential of, like, for example, a 10x, I think that's going to be much more difficult to reach. I think it's possible if the AI narrative comes back fully, but a higher market cap means less potential. All right, so all of these things, all of these negatives and these rumors, they are negative to a certain extent, but the positives that we've talked about, I think, far outweigh them. All right, so we'll see how the rest of the development and the process goes of Fetch actually turning into ASI. But for now, I'm actually quite positive on this project. And I, at least in conclusion, will consider buying this when I see that the AI narrative is picking back up again. So that's what I think you need to know for now. If you do have any questions, of course, let me know down in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe if you found this video valuable. But for now, thank you for watching. Have a great week and bye.